What is going on out there, peeps? Here we go again. Another day, another drama. Still coming out. This little internal civil war between the 17th letter movement darlings is starting to get out of control. A lot of accusations, a lot of stuff coming out in the open. And, in the beginning, I was kind of upset about it. I was like, don't do this because it really reflects on everybody. So for those people who support what was going on, the movement, not these idiots, but supported what was going on, these people were the face of the movement. And so when they do something stupid, it does reflect bad on the movement. And then you got to listen to all the people who make fun of this movement in the first place. You notice I'm choosing my words carefully. It's just when this kind of stuff happens. I mean, I get a kick out of most of the time you see the left eating their own, but this is the right eating their own in a big way. Still, Lynn coming out now attacking QAnon followers. Is that right? You're going to see. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button because when you do, it helps us get past the algorithm that YouTube puts on us and keeps us from being shadow banned. If you're not a subscriber, please do so because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. The disclaimer here is I'm not a financial advisor, a lawyer, or an accountant. The information that I share with you, I do freely. It is of my own opinion. Hey folks, just a quick reminder that back in 2008 and 9, a lot of people lost all of their retirement savings in their 401ks and IRAs because they did not own gold and silver. Yeah, that's right. Gold and silver protects you from a market crash. So do yourself a favor, protect your retirement by purchasing gold and silver. You can go to moneymetals.com, reach out to them, and they will help you set yourself up to protect you and your family from having to start all over from scratch. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they will send along with your order a free half ounce of silver. So folks, do yourself a favor, head on over to moneymetals.com and protect you and your family from a market crash, as well as inflation. That's right. Head on over to Money Metals when you want to buy gold and silver. Keep in mind, if you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. Hey, right now, a special offer for my audiences only. You have a chance to win 100 free American Silver Eagles. That's over $3,000 in value. And all you have to do is enter your email to win. That's it. That's right, there's no obligations to purchase. The link is down below in the description, so head on over there, enter to win. Yeah, between now and December 31st of this year to enter. The only way you can for sure not win 100 silver American Eagles is by not entering at all. So do yourself a favor and enter your email so you have a chance to win. So as I was going through in the comments, I'm starting to notice that a lot of you now are seeing the point that I'm trying to make. I was able to go through there. A lot more people are pretty tired of all this. I think, I think it was Barbara that made this comment in there, and that is, she's been burnt out on this whole thing. And to be quite honest, same with me. It was disappointing to see all of a sudden, you have this movement. There's a ton of people following it, and it's not just here in the United States, and it's worldwide. And there's a lot of people who had faith and belief in this movement, and we wanted to see something done, some real justice done. And when it didn't happen, all of a sudden the 17th letter just kind of disappeared. I was like, oh man, seriously. But I will have that video up today, the Operation Trust, so you guys can just check it out, all right? But let's get back into this one. Here we go again, Lynn doing this thing. Now Trump backer Lynn Wood says it's likely QAnon is a deep state operation. Whoa, man. There seems to be a serious attack against this movement all over again, but like a whole fresh wave of attacks. It's like, okay, so, I mean, you can only talk about it so much, but you notice if you go to the front page of any of the internet news, all the time it's the January 6th event and attacks on QAnon. Always, all day long, nonstop they go. And I'm like, what is going on? And I go, I think it has something to do with midterms because you're going to see them start linking people to the 17th letter movement. They're going to go, that person was a 17th letter supporter. That person was a 17th letter supporter. You know what I mean? That's what they're going to try to do for a campaign because I can't understand why this new wave of attacks The 17th letter movement hasn't been active in a long time outside of people on YouTube who continue to talk about how they work for Trump and that they, got the QFS system and, all that other stuff other than those people. And that they talked to JFK Jr. and you got, what's that guy's name? Simon talking about how Q called him on the phone. It's like, man, really? Are you guys at that level of this stupidity? When I tell you that Q's called me on the phone, I meant it. No Q's called you on the phone. So here we go. Now Lynn's saying the QAnon movement is likely a CIA operative or deep state is what he's saying. Everything is deep state now for Lynn. Lynn, the truth is Lynn might be onto something, man. Maybe is exposing all the bad people. We'll see. As key Donald Trump supporting QAnon figures continue to attack, I like how they word this. You see how they do this? How they link everything together. Key Donald Trump, you got to make sure to always put Trump's name in everything. Everything. It's got to be. If it's negative, Trump's name somehow is linked to it. So it's funny. As key Donald Trump supporting QAnon figures continue to attack one another in the wake of Kyle Rittenhouse's acquittal, right-wing attorney and longtime QAnon acolyte Lynn Wood is now saying that the QAnon is likely a deep state operation. Now, here's what I like about this. It's very possible that Lynn was fooled as well, just like everybody else. Michael Flynn's situation, that we'll get into that more in a little bit. The claims follow Woods' declaration last week that longtime friend Michael Flynn, Trump's former, see how they do this? They tell the person's name and then there's always throw Trump's name and they got to do it as much as possible. Longtime friend Michael Flynn, Trump's former national security advisor and the recipient of Trump's pardon, is a general of the deep state, which, according to the QAnon conspiracy theory, refers to an imaginary secretive clan of Satan-worshipping federal officers, federal officials, agents, and their supporters. So I like how they word that, but they left out the pedophile part. That's most likely because of Ghislaine Maxwell's case going on. But you know what? They can't say it doesn't exist. They like to mock everybody. Oh, you guys say it is, but it doesn't exist. So they mock you and they make fun of you and they go, oh, they're claiming there's this Satan-worshipping ring of pedophile people. That doesn't exist. Oh, really? What does this say? Declassified CIA documents, numerous staffers committed sex crimes involving children but weren't prosecuted. Okay, so that just came out 19 hours ago. So, I think it's funny. On one hand, they try to mock it, the movement, and point fingers and laugh at it, and they say this kind of stuff doesn't exist. But then you see these reports. Wood also suddenly labeled the Stop the Steal movement that seeks to restore Trump to the presidency and a deep state plot last week. Although he continues to insist that the 2020 election was fraudulent, he needs to be fixed to put Trump back into the White House. Lynn's going after everybody. He thinks everybody's deep state. And the sad part is that's always very possible. On the online messaging system Telegram earlier this week, Wood wrote that he has formed an opinion that Q speaks truth, referring to the anonymous poster in the QAnon lore, who has purported high-level government clearance and deep access to state secrets. I know that I agree with the principles of Q in its fight against child sex trafficking, pedophilia, and satanic rituals. See, what Lynn's saying right here, there you go. That actually sums it up really good. So I think a lot of us, we did agree with the principles of the movement. And then somehow it got off track in a wacky la-la land of people at Gitmo. There's no proof of that whatsoever. I told you C-Vine covers the cases that go over there in the Gitmo. There's no politician and there's no movie star that's been tried in Gitmo and executed there. No, there's no dang clones running around. But as for the QAnon itself, he declared, it is likely a deep state operation constructed to discredit Q and the Anons. So I'm confused here, but as for the QAnon itself, a deep state operation constructed to discredit Q and the Anons? So which is it? Either it exists or it don't. Come on, man. Wood, don't straddle on the fence. Wood, who once represented Rittenhouse, has been launching attacks on former associates in the 17th letter movement after the teen criticized him in an interview, which is true. All of a sudden, Lynn got like this as soon as the kid criticized Lynn. Now Lynn's going after everybody. Rittenhouse, who was acquitted last month of killing 2 people and wounding a third man at a protest, accused Wood of mishandling $2 million raised for his bail, forcing him to stay in jail for 87 days and using him for a cause. See, and I already spoke on this. I don't, I think it's BS what Lynn was saying. He should have got the kid out right away, trying to claim that a kid was safer in prison. That's not true. We know. I already said it all. Don't need to rehash it, but that's just BS. In an interview with the cable network News Nation, Rittenhouse called Wood insane and said he thinks he's God and he just says all these weird things. Rittenhouse said he and his mother fired Wood last December. He was going on with all the 17th letter stuff and election fraud and just stuff we didn't agree with. Wood denied all of Rittenhouse's claims, but after Rittenhouse's criticism, several far-right figures who have supported the 17th letter in the past publicly distanced themselves from Wood. Representative Margie Tyler Greene called him horrible, and former Trump aide and far-right radio host Sebastian Gorsuch labeled him a sleazeball. Yeah, there is something about what Lynn did. You definitely got a question. I can understand where the people are coming from. I think he's being dishonest about how he handled Rittenhouse. Last Sunday, Wood declared his journey with Flynn at an end. He posted a recording of a phone call with a man he says is, and sounds like, Flynn, calling the 17th letter nonsense, saying he suspects the movement is a CIA orchestrated disinformation operation to discredit the right. And this is the part where I'm just disgusted and through with Mike Flynn, seriously.
So the QAnon movement really is a movement that spun out of your digital soldiers. I'm tired of these QAnon people attacking me.
Maybe, I don't know that.
Yeah, but you know some of them.
I think it's a disinformation campaign. I think it's a disinformation campaign that the CIA created. That's what I believe. Now, I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I think it is. I think it's a disinformation campaign. It's actually a very interesting article today out that was sent to me. I'll send it to you about how the QAnon movement has failed and all that. But I find it total nonsense, and I think it's a disinformation campaign created by the left, and the types of people that can create something like that are the kinds of people that we train for certain with certain skills in the CIA.
I'm aware that the CIA does it.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm aware the CIA does programs where they'll give you 75% of the truth and then wrap it in a package that makes you look crazy to demean the truth they gave you. And I've always assumed that Q, as it originally started, may have been a white hat operation that got, in effect, kidnapped by the black hats. Or it was either a black hat or a white hat. I don't know. I don't care. What Q stood for initially, I've always believed, one, there were Q drops. I never really understood them, didn't look at them. But I understood what Q stood for. And one of the things that I feel like I'm trying to do here for myself, in terms of my faith, I believe the only issue that's before this country right now that's of primary importance is to investigate the communist effort to steal our presidency.
So again, leaking these kind of tapes, it just doesn't reflect good on everybody, including Lynn. It really looks like he's just being childish. But it is disappointing to hear Michael Flynn say that, if indeed that's him on a recording, all right? Let me word it this way. Right now, we're assuming it is Michael Flynn. He hasn't denied it as far as I know. If it is Michael Flynn, that's really disappointing. Really disappointing, because Lynn's right. He did go out there and sell merchandise, showed up, did the model. And if he really believed that all along, and that means he was steering people in that direction. Flynn denied Wood's allegation on Telegram, referring to the LW fiasco. He hasn't commented on the recording. So why? If it wasn't him, he should have went out and denied it. But I think he knows it's him. A federal judge has ordered Wood, Powell, and 7 other pro-Trump attorneys to, I like how they did this again, link Trump to it. Wood, Powell, and 7 other attorneys to pay $175,000 in sanctions to Michigan officials. They sued in a failed bid to overturn the 2020 election. Okay. U.S. District Judge Linda Parker called some of the claims in this so-called Kraken lawsuit fantastical. No, they're just going to appeal it. No one in the appeal. This is just BS. But anyways, here we are back again in the same situation. You have Lynn Wood now going after Stop the Steal, calling it a deep state, talking about Michael Flynn, releasing a video of Michael Flynn saying that he thinks all along that the 17th letter movement was a deep state movement. So these guys are really going after each other, and it's like every day. And all this started because Kyle Rittenhouse, and rightfully so, he had some issues with Lynn Wood, and he aired it out. But I do think somebody did get to Kyle. You can tell by the way he's talking. There's definitely something going on there. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got to Lynn now, because Lynn's really going out there in left field. Everything to him is deep state. Now, this guy's definitely on a level of paranoia. That's kind of crazy. So there you have it. The Darlenes of the movement are still going at it, and the media is enjoying every second of it. It is disappointing to see. There's no doubt about it. Anyways, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. You see what I'm talking about? Do you see why I'm saying we should be questioning these things? Anyways, it is disappointing. That's it for now. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.